This is the Prototyping with Makers worksheet, made to help design companies engage with the maker movement. If you're planning to collaborate with makers, or you're interested to see if co-creation with makers is right for your project, this tool can help you consider your approach. So how do you fill it in? Firstly, you should work column by column, from the identify stage, where you try to identify your need, to the method stage, where you consider the most appropriate method, to the apply stage, where you determine the best way to apply your method for co-creating with makers. Depending on your stage in the process, you can start from the method stage or the apply stage if you can answer the prompt questions at the bottom of the page. Let's look at the boxes. In the engagement level, you should consider what level of creativity and input that might be required due to the complexity or technicality of the design, and also your own capability to prototype for that concept. This way, you determine how much commitment might be needed from the maker. The openness relates to open source designs. How open is your design going to be? Will all drawings and bill of materials be made available free online? Or will your design's IP be fully patented and not shared with anyone outside the firm? Next, you should consider the reason why you're prototyping. In other words, what is the purpose of your prototype? To test for feasibility? Test for desirability? What's the strategy? On to the next column, we have channels. You should consider how you plan to connect with the maker community. Maker fairs, meetups, Facebook groups. Note here, makers often connect through informal and distributed networks. Intellectual property protection is important, but can be limiting. Try to think about a healthy balance that would afford the maker the greatest degree of flexibility with your prototype. Remember, the collaboration centers around prototyping, not the design of the final product, so consider compartmentalizing your concept. Think about what degree of autonomy the maker might have to influence your prototyping. Do they have access to every resource to change everything about the model, or will they be confined to one task? This is not necessarily about maximizing autonomy, but about being transparent about it. Then, in the apply column, you should consider how the maker remains in control of their work-life balance. Are they committed to a strict number of hours per week, or will you host a one-off hackathon on the weekend? Sharing is important in the maker movement, which could be at odds with your IP protection. Get creative about what the maker can share with their community and communicate with them. Last but not least, think about their motivation. Why should a maker come help your project? Makers don't work like subcontractors, for pay. They need to know that their work will make a difference and will be used, even if it's in a small way.